Despite the intensity of the summer heat, there's no time for midday siestas for rice farmers. The rice plants must be fertilized and weeds pulled from the paddies. After just minutes in the field, sweat rolls down not in beads, but like little rivers. It shouldn't come then as a surprise that there is a saying in Taiwanese, each grain of rice, 100 beads of sweat. With more than 4,000 grains in an average-sized bowl of rice, that's a lot of hard work.
种多少啊吼，拢用机械，虽然少，种拢爱着用人工，真辛苦安尼。阮做囡仔吼，迄阵生活较歹，吼较缺失，种少年较浪费安尼。
There is some cool, even if brief, relief from the heat when Taiwanese head to the water for the Dragon Boat Festival. Boat races are held island-wide. Well-muscled rowers strain their oars in heated competition as residents lining the shores cheer on their favorite team. Besides the excitement of the boat races, no Dragon Boat Festival would be complete without a must-eat holiday food. Sticky rice dumplings. Raw sticky rice, and then an assortment of sweet or savory stuffings, is packed tightly into a small cone made from dried bamboo leaves. The bound dumplings are then steamed until the rice is tender. The variety of stuffings are limited only by imagination, with the more common ones including meat, dried mushrooms, chestnuts, and peanuts. In decades past, when Taiwan was less prosperous, it was considered a great treat for children to enjoy a freshly cooked sticky rice dumpling on the Dragon Boat holiday. Nowadays, sticky rice dumplings are a food favorite all year round. Served with thick soy sauce, a sprinkling of peanut powder, and various condiments, they are great as a snack or whole meal. Sticky rice, or sweet rice as it's sometimes called, is used in many popular Taiwanese dishes besides just dumplings. Interestingly, it once also had a rather unique application. During their occupation of Taiwan back in the 17th century, the Dutch built a fort in southern Taiwan called Anping. A section of wall from that original fort still stands. The wall was held together not with cement, which didn't exist back then, but a mixture of sticky rice together with crushed oyster shells, brown sugar, and lime. And in central Taiwan, a bridge more than 100 years old, also held together with sticky rice cement, is still in use today. Rice is without question Taiwan's staple food. Its importance is reflected on many levels, including the Chinese language. To partake of a meal is called eating rice. When people meet each other on the street, the colloquial way of greeting each other is to ask, "Have you eaten your rice yet?" One's occupation is referred to as one's rice bowl. To have your rice bowl broken is to lose your job. A cushy government post for life is known as an iron rice bowl. A man who doesn't work for a living but is supported by his wife is scorned as someone who eats soft rice. Even worse, one who plies off society without contributing is a rice bug. As the heat of summer fades, if the heavens have been merciful, the ripe grains of rice hang heavy on the stalks, signaling the approach of harvest. The labor of the harvest is no less strenuous than the planting which came before, but the anticipation that a successful crop is approaching makes the work seem lighter. The Taiwan countryside comes to life, buzzing with the activity of harvest. Small tractor reapers move nimbly through the fields, cutting and gathering up the rice stalks and their precious bounty. Mechanization has greatly reduced the burden for Taiwan's rice farmers.
那咱台湾较早伫咧割稻啊，迄个时阵人工就用够济啊。有当时啊，10外个人，20人，就大家相放盘割。我的这区割好，就去刷过你的迄区，安继续伫咧割去。迄人工咧用有够忝的，比到即卖是差有够济。真啊，咱台湾咧割稻啊呢，有这款机械伫咧代替人工，因为农村种的劳力拢外流，致出人工缺乏，若无这个机械来咧割事实足歹做事啦。
Still, rice farmer Guo, helped by family members, continues the tradition of labor-intensive hand harvesting. Guo uses a sickle to cut the stalks, gathering them up in preparation for threshing. Properly drying the grains is an essential part of the process. Otherwise, in Taiwan's hot, humid climate, they spoil easily. For most commercial rice farms, electronic grain dryers are the method of choice, although small-scale rice farmers still employ the traditional way, raking them out to dry in the sun. The courtyard or street in front of a traditional Taiwanese farmhouse makes the ideal place for the grains to slowly dry inside and out. Once the grains are dry, Guo brings them by ox cart to a mill. Milling is the final step in the process before the rice will find its way to tables across Taiwan. Milling removes the outer inedible husk of the rice, leaving the shiny white grain. In most cases, local agricultural cooperatives purchase the grain, sending it to large milling facilities. However, in Taiwan's ancient capital of Tainan remains a legacy of rice-growing history. 75-year-old Yang Zhenzong runs a traditional-style rice mill, serving small individual rice growers. Within the 2-story-high facility is an intricate system of pulleys, gears, and rubber belts. The complex machinery takes the husk off the rice without damaging the pearly white center.
像之前我75岁要去做饭米生意嘛歹做啊，想管事啊，安尼会当生活过家己安尼度生活安尼而已。
In keeping with tradition, Young doesn't charge the farmers cash for milling their rice, but instead takes a small percentage of the processed rice, the age-old and revered process of barter. The flurry of harvest activity passed. The fields lay still as winter approaches.